some of the
God the forever one, spoken by the word incarnate, God before all time began, light of light to earth descending and revealing God.
give to the poor, God will make sure I'm cared for. There's a couple more verses in 2 Corinthians that just continue that logic through and say, well, all the material stuff you receive is for giving. God is providing to us so that we can be generous. Have a listen to verses 10 to 11. Now, he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed and enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. So that language of your righteousness links the material blessing to the ability to do good. As God provides what we need, we're equipped to do good works. Now, keep reading. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. Oops, sorry. So it makes me think about how many gifts I received yesterday. How many of those gifts I really needed and how many I didn't. Apparently 30% of us received gifts yesterday that we have no intention of keeping in terms of Australian population. 30% of us get stuff we don't need, can't use, will have to pass on. That's how much we have as a nation. And we get things we just immediately decide to give away. So why are we as a nation reluctant to be generous? I think it's because we don't think that's true. We don't really believe that God will take care of us if we give away the stuff we've got. And that's why the Christmas story matters. Because the Christmas story, the story of Jesus, is the ultimate demonstration that it is true, that it has happened fully in history, that God has taken care of all we need. Because God sent his own son to be one of us, to become poor, to be born in a stable, and to grow up in a foreign country called, foreign village called Nazareth, in order that he be hated by his own nation and eventually humiliated and killed at a cross. God in Jesus gave up everything because he saw our poverty. He saw that even the richest person alive today is a beggar spiritually, unless they know Jesus. So you can be rolling in cash and yet have relationships in a mess. You can live surrounded by others and yet be profoundly lonely. You can have it all, only to discover that something is missing, because we are made for a relationship with God, and without that we are paupers. Jesus gave up his riches and owned our poverty so that we'd be released from poverty, from that spiritual poverty, and be rich. So that's what we read in 2 Corinthians 8. You know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sake he became poor, so that something every week and you're ready. Right, that's why I sort of...